So Honorable Justice is almost joined. He'll be starting the session at 10:05. Meanwhile, so if you have any questions at all, you please type in the chat box, and I will be asking relevant questions with respect to career in Indian judiciary to the Honorable Justice. And at the end of the session, so we'll be forwarding the Google form for your feedback. So kindly fill up the feedback without fail, and kindly at the end of the session, please do interact with the judge as to career, not just in judiciary, but also in litigation, fields of litigation, and upcoming fields in law, and upcoming courses, like in the legal field, the combinations, anything under the sun with respect to the legal field. So without much, I think in another 3 minutes, we'll start this session. Thank you all. Honorable Justice, very good morning, sir. Sir, kindly unmute.
Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, sir, I can. We can hear you, sir. Very good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Very good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes. I think we'll start the session. So let me invite our law faculty, Ms. Shri Gopi, to welcome the gathering and introduce our chief guest. Ms. Shri, please go ahead.
Very good morning to everyone. I'm indeed glad to introduce eminent jurist par excellence, Honorable Justice B.A. Patil, sir, Court of Karnataka, presently serving as the chairman of Karnataka Land Grabbing Prohibition Special Court, Bengaluru. The following is the brief introduction about Honorable Justice B.A. Patil, sir. Born on 20th of January 1959 at Hon'ble in Dharwad district to late Andanagowda Kallanagowda Patil and late Srimati Sushila Andanagowda Kallanagowda Patil as a third son. He had his primary education at Dharwad, Haveri and Bengaluru. Secondary education, college at RLS Higher Secondary School and Mrityunjaya Arts and Commerce College, Dharwad. Thereafter obtained law degree from the University Law College, Dharwad in 1983 and started practice with Shri M.C. Bandi, senior advocate on both civil and criminal law. Thereafter, LLM degree from PG Department of University Law College, Bengaluru in Mercantile Law Branch and secured first rank and gold medal. Worked as a part-time law faculty in Hurikadali Ajja Law College, Dharwad, GK Law College, Hon'ble, University Law College, Dharwad, MEAB course at Karnataka University and IAS Center at Dharwad. Practiced both on civil and criminal side and also worked for Legal Service Authority, was also panel advocate to APMC. He was awarded Aryabhatta Award by Aryabhatta Samskriti Samsthe, and also he was awarded as the Great Son of India for his outstanding services, achievements and contribution by Indian Conference of Intellectuals on 13 December 2022 at New Delhi. Assisted in analyzing the response received in questionnaire by Committee on Records of Criminal Justice System. Visited San Francisco for undergoing training on mediation techniques and trained mediator. Thereafter, directly selected as a district and session judge in 2002 and worked as 23rd Additional City Civil and Session Judge in Bengaluru Lokayukta and 21st Additional City and Civil Judge Bengaluru in CBI Court. First Additional District and Session Judge Bengaluru Rural District as a registrar in an administration committee in a High Court of Karnataka. Additional Registrar General Judicial in Circuit Bench of High Court of Karnataka. Principal District and Session Judge in Chikkamangaluru. Registrar in Recruitment Committee in High Court of Karnataka. Elevated as a judge of High Court of Karnataka on 14th of November 2016. Become permanent judge on 3rd November 2018. Attained superannuation on 19 January 2021. Thereafter appointed as a one-man commissioner of inquiry to inquire into the circumstances and events leading to the death of COVID-19 patients in District Hospital, Chamarajnagara. Appointed as a chairman of Selection Committee of Karnataka Electricity Regulatory Commissioner. Conducted many arbitration cases. Presently working as the chairman of Karnataka Land Grabbing Prohibition Special Court, Bengaluru. Coming to his personal life, he got married to Srimati Shashikala B. Patil, having only a daughter named Dr. Apurva B. Patil. Now got married to Dr. Kartikeya DM and pursuing PG in MS General Surgery at Balaji Medical College, Chennai. His hobbies include reading, writing article and books, singing and playing cricket. It is our honor and privilege to host the Honorable Justice B.S. Patil sir. Today, he would be addressing this second day of All India 3 days workshop on career guidance on the topic Career in Indian Judiciary.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
thank Universal Group of Institutions for providing me this opportunity to introduce such a luminary person from a legal fraternity, the Honorable Justice B.S. Patil sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Before, I think, sir, just one. I think sir is also, I think, has authored a couple of books when he was Registrar General of High Court of Karnataka.
Yes.
Sir is also, yes, sir is also a voracious reader, and a lot of developments happened during his tenure in High Court of Karnataka. So once again, we are very honored to have you with us, sir. And a lot of students, we have students from 10th standard to graduates who are in this session, including parents. Who are enthusiastically and eagerly waiting to hear your thoughts on career in the judiciary. So without much ado, so invite our Honorable Justice B.A. Patil, sir, to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
So thank you, sir. A very cheerful good morning to one and all. Respected Shri R. UPENDRA SHETTY, Founder Chairman, Universal Group of Institutions. Major Satheesha D Commanding Officer, HRD Council, Indian Army. Shri Vishwas, Principal of the College. Sahana Gopal, Advocate, that who introduced me to this Universal Group of Institutions, and she is the main cause for me today here before you all. And Shreya Gopi, who introduced me now. My dear students, parents who have joined in this seminar along with their child, invitees, ladies and gentlemen. This beautiful day I have been given an opportunity to address you all on the topic law as a career. It is very difficult to explain the topic, but however, in my full knowledge, command, I intend to share my few thoughts on this subject. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students, there are so many persons in this world. Their needs, expectations, aspirations, goals are differing. Likewise, their choice of career is also differing with each other. Especially after completing SSLC and PUC, finding a suitable career is a hazardous task. To find a suitable career is not a small task in the life of a particular person. It is because of the reason that it is not easy to assess ourselves from all angles to choose a career. In this endeavor, the most difficult task is being sure about anything in particular. Usually, any students, if you meet, a general question is going to be put to them, what he wants to become. The child or a student immediately replied that he wants to become a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer. While answering, he may not be knowing, or he may not have thought what are the pros and cons of his choice. And subsequently, he may change his career. There may be sometimes demand for doctors or for engineers, and in that light, that he may change the career. It is my humble submission that if law is taken as a career, then it will be all-time well recognized and well accepted career. You can encash at any time that if you are a lawyer. If you take law as a career, it reveals a lot about our own nature, our own independence, and our own intellectual. But however, during the student life, to take such a decision by a student himself is a very difficult task. So that's why I came to know that the parents have also joined. So here, the students must take counsel from their parents, teachers, or counselors. My friends, I want to pause for a while and say few words out of context. We think 100 times if you want to purchase a car. We will analyze whether the said car is economical, whether it is giving good consumption, and whether it is comfortable, and all aspects that we will look into. Or if you want to construct a house, we will also plan, and we will also see the suitability and other aspects. But if a career of a student has to be fixed, we will not take much strain, or we will not think more on that aspect, which is going to be put at the time when we are intending to purchase a car or a house. That's why it is said, I quote, nobody plans to fail or lose, but many fail or lose because they fail to plan. I unquote. So above said quotation, so it clearly indicates that planning has to be done meticulously and afterthought. So one has to focus on the interest of the student in the first instance. Whether the student has got any inclination to go for that particular, that is a career. His ability to understand the said subject. And we must also think the future prospects if he takes the choice in that line. These are some of the aspects which are to be considered very seriously. I will pause for a while, and I want to quote one illustration that you might have seen, a Hindi movie, Three Idiots. So in that light, a theory has been stated or a moral has been stated. A student has to be given a choice of his own, and that will be the main thing which is going to succeed in his life. So in that light, I request the parents to give full freedom to thought over the said subject, and you must see whether the student or your child is having interest in that particular subject or not. Then that you put him to that particular subject. So my friends, even sometimes a person who chooses his career, but choice of a career does not mean that a person who earns more, even a person who cuts a diamond, though not much educated, earns in lakhs. That will not indicate the fact that he is having a good career or a bright future. If you take the stability, that we will not be in a position to say whether he is stable or not. So that's why, while choosing a career, the criteria are quite different. So first of all, that we must give focus on the career. Choosing career is not important, but when once you choose a career, you must complete that particular degree and you must stay in the said field for a long. Many a times it is noticed that many students with great difficulty and hard work take the course, especially the medical course or the engineering course, but they will not complete the same. Half the way, they will continue their studies and jump to some other profession or a trade. So in that light, one has to be very firm that the career chosen should be embedded in his mind, heart, as well as in act. Then only one can achieve the goal. It is said there must be a goal, but to achieve the same, a good guru or a teacher must be there. So in that light, if the parents are unable to take any decision with reference to his child's career, the best way is to have a counseling with the teachers. They will be the better persons to understand what is the mindset of that particular student while choosing their career. So here, in that light, that I want to give a tips stating that the teacher is also one of the, that is the counselors to take a proper career. So here, in order to achieve the career, there must be strong determination, strong personality, and you must have a passion in that particular profession with good behavior. If you are having a good behavior, then nobody can shake in that light that one has to choose their career. So here, you may put a question to me that if we take a law as a career, or an engineer as a career, or as a doctor as a career, there are so many persons that who have completed that particular degree. So here, no doubt, there are so many persons who have, that is, jumped into this particular career, but you have got a chance to come up to quote some illustrations that you might have that is seen in engineering as a career, that if you take Narayan Murthy and Nandan Nilekani and Sudha Murthy, so they have achieved in the same field. They have achieved only because they have a commitment and they have a passion and they have a goal, and in that light, so here they have come up at the top. We must see the careers of those that who have achieved and how they have reached to that goal. So in that light, everywhere that there is a crowd, but at the top of it, that there will be lot of vacancy. So here, that you have to go in the top, then only, so here you will feel comfort. If you see the meaning of a career, it is an occupation undertaken for a significant period of a person's life and with a particular for progress. If that is taken into consideration, if you choose a career, there must be progress and achievements. Apart from the progress and achievements, there must be satisfaction in which career or an occupation you continue. Without satisfaction, the career chosen is not going to be satisfied, or it is not a correct choice of a career. Keeping in view the general aspect which I have already dealt with now, if you take law as a career, that it is a way of life, and it is part and parcel of every particular person or a citizen. If you take an instance, every day we step out of our house for the purpose of buying some articles. We go to a shop. So here, whenever we want to purchase, so here the principles of contract, that is offer, acceptance, consideration, that everything is there. If you go out of the house to visit a particular place, and if you are, that is entering a wrong, that is a place, it may amount to a trespass. Or if you take an article which has been fallen on the ground or a road, so if you take that particular article and if you keep it with yourself, then if you have not returned it to the original owner, then under such circumstances, so here it may come as a breach of contract, or that is breach of trust, or in that light. So here, there also, that is the law involved. So here, in that light, law as a career is having a great demand in this society. Nowadays, we are seeing, especially in foreign countries, that apart from their other career or a profession, that they will also have a law degree, so that they can deal the life very smoothly and very comfortably. In that light also, so here it is a very comfortable career in this particular regard. So in everybody's, that is a life. So here, if you take law as a career, it offers an innovative approach to deal with life, and it will help in many folds in the life of a particular person to shape his career and personality. After completing the law degree, there are so many opportunities. The first one is, you can practice on a litigation side before the court, or you can practice on the corporate side, work with the companies, can join the judicial service, or work as a human lawyer, practice on cyber law, and you can also deal with journalism, and you can become a lecturer of a law school, and you can become an academician or a researcher, and transaction side you can do, and you can also become a judge of even on judicial side, or a judge of the High Court or the Supreme Court, or that you can also practice on legal relations side, and you can work as a political analyst, or that you can also join the government servant. So my friends, to deal with this particular aspect, the first I want to take that if you take the law as a career, and if you jump into litigation side, an advocate who is practicing on litigation side will be having a privilege in the society. He will have a acumen, intelligence, which is not comparable to any other person. Usually, a lawyer will be addressed as a learned lawyer only because of the reason that he knows all aspects of life. He knows all categories of persons and law. He can represent in all types of cases, and as such, he gets mastery in all aspects. So here, that whenever a lawyer has taken as a litigation side, then if any witness comes, whether he is an engineer, whether he is a doctor, whether an ordinary prudent man, or that any government servant or an handwriting expert, so here that he will be cross-examining by studying. So that's why, so here that always the lawyer will be called as a learned lawyer. We will not call the doctor as a learned doctor or a learned engineer because of this reason. So here that, and to that is illustrate how that the intellectual thing goes. I want to quote one illustration. An eminent criminal lawyer, he has been invited to a school for addressing a gathering. So the function was going on. He addressed the students, and at the end of that is a function, a small girl stood up and said, "Lawyers are liars." Then he simply quietly asked, "Why that you are calling lawyers are liars?" Then when he asked, that particular girl said, "So about 15 days back, you represented a criminal case, which was a murder case, wherein I was an eyewitness, and even though that I have, that is given my evidence that the accused has been acquitted." The lawyer simply said, "I have not lied anything. What I have done is that I have proved that the prosecution has not proved the case." So in criminal law, it is the prosecution which has to establish its case. If it fails, then automatically the benefit of doubt is going to be given to the accused. So in that light, so here the wise advice, so which has been given by the lawyer, so it was appreciated. So in that light, so here the career of a lawyer is considered to be on a higher footing and keeps him at a top in the list of career. So my friends, lawyer not only conducts the cases, he will be having a creativity in the laying down the law of the land or the country. By using his intelligence, by assisting the courts, new laws are going to be laid down. To quote some illustration, that I want to quote the illustration of Denog versus Stevenson. It is a tortuous case. Two ladies, they went to a restaurant. It is an English case, wherein that they ordered for a ginger beer. It is a soft drink which was in a sealed 2 bottles. They opened the bottle and consumed the half of the cold drink. And one of the lady, after consuming half of the drinks, she noticed a dead snail was there at the bottom of the bottle. So she became upset, and so she was suffering with ill health. And so she brought a case for claiming the compensation. So before that particular case, so here no such law has been laid down. It is only because of the intelligence of the lawyer that ultimately, so it was established that if a manufacturer manufactures a particular goods in such a condition that it has to reach to the ultimate consumer in the same fashion in which it has been produced and given, then under such circumstances, the manufacturer will be liable to the ultimate consumer. So this is a new law. Prior to that, that no law was, that is, manufacturer's liability was not in existence. To quote another illustration, that is Reliant versus Fletcher. So here, that if any dangerous article is stored either on the top of the house or anywhere that in your land, and if it escapes and causes any damage to the neighboring, so then under such circumstances, it is called as an occupier's liability. If you come to our constitution, Article 21 says right to life and liberty. So here earlier, the right to life and liberty was taken into consideration. So not to take away life of a particular person, but the interpretation has been made with the help of the lawyers and the judges. So here, right to life, it also includes right to, that is livelihood. And so here, that mere animal existence is not a life. If any organ of the body, if it is affected, and that if he is going to deprive the life, then under such circumstances also that it is considered to be a right to life. So here, that the prisoners have been given, that is the rights. And so here, if a particular person, if he is unable to move the court because of his poverty, so then under such circumstances that free legal aid can be given. So here in this particular regard, so the advocates have, that is, created the new law. So here, the lawyer is considered to be the protector of the rights and liabilities of citizens. So here, to get a justice, so here that he is the main cause. So we know in the society, if a particular person, if he does not get any justice at the hands of the executive or the legislature or on the administrative side, then ultimately the remedy will be available only through court of justice. And so it is only lawyer who can give justice to such persons. So my friends, that I have already said, if you want to become a lawyer, that you must have certain characters. First of all, that you must have an honesty. You must have an industry. You must have a, that is, a passion to, that is, do justice. You must have a service-oriented motive. And apart from that, you must have a philosophy. No doubt that we say the life of a lawyer is not an easy task. So I want to, that is, quote one English case wherein a Sergeant Hill, one of the eminent lawyer, and he was in the habit of getting absorbed in the case, and he used to become, that is, insensible to the surroundings. On the day of his marriage, he went to his chambers as usual, and he became immersed and forget his entire engagements. The bride waited for a long, and she sent a message. Then thereafter, he rushed and obeyed the orders of this, particularly the groom, and after marriage, again, he returned to his work. So this is that is how that the commitment must be there. So here, that you might have, that is, heard the case of a Vallabhbhai Patil. So he was arguing a case before the court of law. In the midst that he received a telegram, he opened, saw it, and continued the arguments. He concluded the argument, and after closure of the case, the learned judge asked, "Mr. Counsel, you have received a telegram. What is the message?" Then he said, "Now, I received a message that my wife has expired, that I concluded the arguments. Now that I will go and attend the funeral." So this is how that the commitment must be there. So no doubt that the life of a lawyer is hard work, that he has to work 24/7. So here, that I want to quote, there are so many lawyers that who have come up with hard work and commitment. Some such lawyers are, that is, jurist Soli Sarabji, and senior counsel Nariman, and late Jet Malani. So here, that they have made the name. So here, in this particular regard, So here that how that a particular person can that is achieve a goal. So my friends, apart from that, on litigation side this much, and you can also practice on the corporate side. If a lawyer starts practicing on corporate side, he can be an advisor to the various corporations in preparing the memorandum of agreement, and he can give opinion whether the state contract fits in within the law or not. What will be the advantages and disadvantages if such a contract has been entered into by that particular corporate sector. Even he can represent the state company in court of law. In that light also, that the opinion of a lawyer in corporate section is having a prime importance. So you work with the companies. So here many advocates work with the companies. Nowadays, those who are working with the companies not only restrict their field for only legal advice, they are given prime importance while making the proposal for an agreement or to accept the agreements and conclude the agreements, and even that they have now considered as a member of the company, and status is given as that of a legal director or a partner. So here in that light also, so there are so many other opportunities. So here the best opportunity, one more which is available is, so here can join a judicial service. Nowadays, so here that you need not wait for 3 years. Immediately after completing the law degree, so here that you can appear for the judicial service exam. So here that I want to that is give some detail. So here immediately after your degree, so here you have to fill up an application, and so here in the first instance that you have to appear for preliminary test. So here it is a objective type of test, pairing that for 100 marks. So here various aspects of law, including that is general knowledge. So it is going to be asked. So here that you can also that is you might have seen. So here if you want to join that is the national law schools. So here CLAT will be there. So here that's a similar type of questions that they are going to be put here also. So here for the preliminary test, and so here that you have to mark, and if you succeed in the preliminary, so you have to appear for the that is a written exam, and if you succeed in that, that you have to appear for viva. So here if he is selected as a civil judge, then he will be working as a that is civil judge as well as the magistrate. He will be getting a good salary, good perks, and he will be sitting in court hall as a captain to row his litigation ship or ship of justice. So here the judicial post is also considered to be one of the highly respected posts. Thereafter, after some time, he will be promoted to higher offices till the age of 60 years. So my friends, to succeed in this, particularly the judicial services, that again and again, that there are no shortcuts, but you have to read the law, read the law, read the law. So here, that if you are having a command over the law, especially CRPC, CPC, evidence, and so here that other that is laws which are connected with that particular subject. So here, if you are having a mastery, so then under such circumstances, so you can very easily succeed on this. So you must also have that is in case of that is a written test. So you are that is bound to write that is framing of the issues, and writing a criminal judgment, and writing a civil judgment, framing of this particularly the issues. So here all these things are there. So here that it is not going to be taught in a one day. So here that if you are having a commitment, and if you are that is a hard worker, then there is no other substitute. So here to succeed in that particular exam. So here in that light also, so here that very good opportunities are there nowadays. So here the judicial services are considered to be that is very, very that is high profiled that is a profession in this particular regard. And you can also that is work as a human rights lawyers. in the society, many people suffer because of their human rights violation, especially if a particular person has been apprehended. So here by the police, then under such circumstances, so here he may not be knowing. So Article 20 of the Constitution, it says, so here the grounds of the arrest should be that is notified or informed to this particularly the person who is intended to be apprehended. And immediately after the apprehension, within 24 hours, that he has to be produced before the nearest magistrate. And the third aspect is, so he is having a right to be defended by a lawyer of his own choice. And protection of self-incrimination, that he cannot be a witness by himself. So these are some of the rights, so which are available to the accused. So here, that in this particular regard, so if a lawyer representing the human rights, so here he can give all the information to this particularly the apprehended person, so here then he can. And if there is any, that is hard treatment to the accused, so here then under such circumstances also, so here that his right can be, that is protected. Or if there is any apprehension and if he has not been produced before the court, then under such circumstances, habeas corpus can be filed, a writ of habeas corpus to produce the person who has been illegally apprehended by the police or any other authorities. So whenever such issues comes, lawyer can protect their human rights either by filing a petition before the High Court or the Supreme Court, and he is the person who is going to protect their rights. So in that light also, a duty of a lawyer is considered to be very common. So nowadays that we are seeing that there are so many cyber crimes. So here that in this particular regard, so here the cyber law crimes are increasing, and it is also considered to be a developing law. If a lawyer takes the cases on the prosecution side or on the accused side, so here that under such circumstances, he will be having multiple opportunities to conduct the cases both on prosecution as well as on the defense side. So here that it is everyday society that is moves and goes and grows. So here that so many opportunities will come to the lawyer. Even the lawyer can also work on the journalism side. The duty of a lawyer is not simply to see the, that is factual material, but that journalism in the sense that he must investigate the fact and ascertaining the truth, and same has to be brought before the courts. And even he can, that is work on the newspaper side or a TV channel side and give his opinion and representation. So here that so many TV debates and other things. So here that in this particular regard also that is considered to be, that is opportunities, so which will be given to a particular lawyer. So here that if you complete the law degree, so then under such circumstances, apart from that is the other, that is the things which I have stated. So here that he can that is complete the master's degree in LLM, and also that is he can hold a doctor's degree, and if he completes the master's degree, then he can become a lecturer or associate professor or a professor in law college for teaching the law. My friends, teaching the law is considered to be a woman's service. It cannot be compared. So here that apart from that is teaching as a professor, that he will be having an opportunity to become the principal of a law college, or that is vice chancellor of a university. So here that if you become a vice chancellor, then in this particular regard also, so there is opportunities. And even that you will be having an opportunity to, that is have an academic or a researcher. So here that in this particular regard, so here if you are an eminent lawyer, or that if you are having a, that is eminency or efficiency in law, so you can write many books. And so here that he can go to the academies and give the lectures. And so if he gets the mastery, and if he is having a, that is passion to, that is search and research, then he will be called as a jurist in law. And even that is so many, that is a research works, so which can be done by him. So my friends, so here there is so much opportunity both at the central government level, state government level. So if you are a jurist or if you are a researcher, so then in such circumstances, so any issues pending before the government, so they can be entrusted. And so here in this particular regard, your advice is considered to be one of the crucial and important, that is advice. So here that one of the instance which I want to quote is, so here that is a huge pendency. It is called as a docket explosion. So here that is a different, that is aspect. So here that whenever the pendency of the cases is there, so here what is the cause of the pendency? So here there are so many stakeholders who is responsible for that. All this research can be done and you can advise. So here both that is a government or the any other organization or institution, so to come up with a, that is a remedies or solutions. So here that even on transaction side, so here the documentation has to be done either with reference to the various that is a transactions. So if you want to purchase a property, so here sale deed has to be done. And if you want to, that is give away the property, then the gift deed has to be done. Mortgage deed has to be done. Or if you want to bequeath the property to any other person with whom you are having an interest, so here you have to prepare a will or a testamentary document. So then under such circumstances, so here the lawyer can practice on pleading or drafting side, and there also, so here that there is a lot of scope for the purpose of doing the things is concerned. So even the translation side also, that it is having very good that is opportunities. So here documentation, transport, that is translation is concerned. So here that in this particular regard, for the purpose of production before the High Court or before the Supreme Court, so here that you can. And so here if you practice for that is 10 years before the High Court, so here then if you are having a good acumen, presentation, language and intelligence, and if you are having a good report, then under such circumstances, so here that a collegium system is working in the High Court as well as in the Supreme Court. So here that the recommendation can be made such lawyers to appoint as a judge of the High Court. So here that if he becomes a judge of the High Court, then he will be a constitutional authority and a constitutional recognition will be there, that you know that the judge is going to be appointed by the President of India under the Constitution. And so here that in this particular regard, so he is having a, that is intellectual talent, and while disposing of the cases to do justice, so here that he can, so here sometimes that you may know, so here after becoming a judge, so some may become the Chief Justice of a High Court, or sometimes he may become a judge of the Supreme Court, or that even sometimes the Chief Justice of India. So you see, so here law as a career, so here it has got a wide scope. So here that if you take law as a career, so here that there are so many opportunities, not only on the judicial side, but other side also are there. So if you that is take on the legal relation side, legal knowledge, under such circumstances, he can work as a counselor in family courts under the family court law. So here that the conciliation is also there, that you may be that is knowing under section 89 of the CPC. So here that the alternative dispute resolution system has been introduced. So here there are so many ways, that is arbitration, conciliation, mediation, and lok adalat. So here that in this particular regard, so if you are having a legal knowledge, so you can work as a counselor in the family courts, or you can be a member of any tribunals, or you can work as an arbitrator, or you can work as a mediator. So to quote some, that is the illustration that of United States of America. I had an occasion to go to America and see and watch the things. So therein, 95% of the litigations are settled through mediations with the intervention of the advocates and legal counsels. Even before coming to the court, so they will be, so here settling the cases. Even that trend in India has also changed. Now that the many people that they are intending to settle their cases either through arbitration or through mediation, or even pre-litigation settlement cases are also coming before the court, and they can be settled. So here accordingly or in accordance with law. So my friends, so here that law has got so many opportunities. And even if you complete the law degree, so here that you can work as a political analyst. Advocate is the best political analyst. He can give his opinion by using his talent, what party is considered to be politically good, what are the advantages, disadvantages, and so here keeping in view the democratic setup, that is he can, that is, give an analytical report with even reference to the, that is, elections, so which are that is going to be held, and so here it is crucial with reference to the elections and other, that's the things which are going to be held for the assemblies or the parliament. So even if you complete the law degree, you can also join the government services. After completing the law degree, if at all that you want to appear before, that is Indian Administrative Services exam, that is which is called as IAS or IPS or IFS, or Karnataka State Administrative Services, that is KPSCs, it becomes very easy for him to appear for the said exam by taking the law as one of the subjects. And many times that we have seen the candidates who have completed the law degree have succeeded in such exams by standing in the top. So here, after selection as a IS officer or a deputy commissioner, if he is having legal acumen, it will help him on administrative side and deal with men and material in a proper way, in a proper manner. A law graduate can be appointed as a Solicitor General of India or Advocate General or State Public Prosecutor or a government advocate, which posts are considered to be highly privileged and constitutional. If that is taken into consideration, the law degree helps in all aspects to achieve their aims and aspirations. No doubt that I want to, that is, say, in every career chosen, there will be advantages and disadvantages. So here that I have said so many advantages. So in every, that is a profession, that there are advantages and disadvantages. But if you put the things in a balance, and if you weigh, so here that 80 to 85% advantages are there if you take law as a career, and there are disadvantages, but it all depends upon how that you have built up your career. As I have already said, there are so many eminent lawyers. So many lawyers are there, that how that they have become an eminent. So only because that they have put hard work and they have, that is taken it as a passion, and so here that they have, that is committed to the said cause. So in that regard, so here that advantages will be more if law is chosen as a career. No doubt, if you choose the law as a career, you must work hard 24/7. As I have already said, that you must have honesty industry, justice, service, and philosophy. That I can quote, that is one Bolabai Patil, that he was an eminent criminal lawyer. He has been engaged in a sessions case for the purpose of argument. The client went and gave the brief to this eminent lawyer and paid all the fees also. So he wanted to take him to his place for the purpose of argument at those days. So here that that is the flights were there, that they were coming by a train. So here that he saw that whatever the papers that which have been given to him, that he has not opened. There was no pencil marks. So here that he thought that no, that this lawyer has not read my papers, that I am going to fail. But when that the matter called before the court, he stood and argued, even without referring to a single page and paper, that he was quoting the line to line, what are the admissions, what are the advantages which are available in that particular case to this particular client, and ultimately that it was acquitted. And I want to quote one more illustration how that the lawyer has to prepare. So here a junior lawyer that he prepared by preparing a notes in a sheet of paper, that he was intending to proceed to the court hall. His senior came and he asked, where you are going? No, that I am having an argument, and now I have prepared the notes and I will go and argue. So senior immediately snatched that particularly the notes and tore it. And then he said, so go and argue. So here that he went and argued the case, and he won the case. And thereafter that he made up his mind. So here that we have to prepare that everything should be in mind, not in the paper. That's why that whatever that we prepare, that you must keep it in your mind. And you are intending to, that is, put up your career, law as a career. No doubt that there are so many other things that which I wanted to, that is to say with regarding to, that is the judicial exams are concerned. So here that you must meticulously see. And one aspect that which I want to, that is say is, so here that whenever you read the questions, so here that you must read the questions perfectly and confidently. What is the question which has been asked? What answer is expected by the, that is, examiner? I quote that a question has been asked when a bail cannot be granted, but all have written that when a bail can be granted. That is not the answer. That's not the answer which is expected or intended to be expected by the examiner. So that's why, so here that the profession of a lawyer is considered to be, so here that you have to see meticulously everything. So here then that you have to answer the questions. There are so many maxims. Nemo dot got non-habit. So here a person that who possesses, he can give, or who is the owner of the land, or who is having a title, so he alone can transfer. Or if you take the criminal law, so here that the actus reus and mens rea must be there. Actus reus nisi mens rea. So what that constitute a criminal offense? So here that there must be an act, and apart from that, coupled with that is act, so there must be mens rea, or the intention or the mental element must be there. So if these two things are there, then only that it will be. So that's why, so here that whenever you want to write a judgment, so here that you should not, that is, worry what is the decision of this particularly the judgment, but how that you have analyzed, what reasons have been given to that particular the decisions which you have arrived, whether it is acquitted or a convicted. So in that light, so here that the crucial aspects have to be seen, and so you have to. And so here, if a issue has to be framed, so here that when an issue arises, if one party asserts and another party denies, so here then if you take the evidence act, so here proved, not proved, disproved. So here that when a particular thing is said to have been proved, proved means established. So here established with the substantivity. So here that the fact alleged has been established. So then it is called as proved. So here that when that it is said to be that is not proved. So here if you assert a particular thing and if you have not established, so then under such circumstances it is not proved. So question of disproving arises only when that if you have that is proved a particular thing, then under such circumstances that you have to disprove. So if a particular person alleges that this particular person has committed a murder, then you can disprove by saying that at the time when the alleged incident has taken place, so I was not in India, or I was not at that particular place. And so here that there are so many other circumstances, so which are that is going to be established that you are not present. So these are some of the things so which you have to keep in mind. Sometimes, so here the presumption also arises. Presumption, court can presume certain things if a particular facts are that is going to be existed, or facts are existed. So then under such circumstances, so here the disproving of a particular things that arises on preponderance of probabilities. So these are some of the things, legal aspects, so which you have to keep in mind. So here at the time when you are writing the judgments, or that is whenever you are answering the questions, so when you are appearing for the judicial exams. So here that there are no shortcuts, that I am always saying that you have to sit and work and you have to sit and read. So here then only, so here that only whatever the guidance or whatever the tips which we will give, so here that we are going to that is show the route. So here that we cannot that is lay down a route map and that is send you. So it is not a Google. That is if you that is put this particularly the destination, so it will take you in that line. So here that nobody can help in judiciary or any other field, my friends. That's why so here that if you have chosen this particular career, so here there are so many advantages comparative to other careers. So here then in that light, so here that one can conclude with a firm opinion that law as a career is considered to be on a higher footing comparative to other careers. Even if a lawyer becomes a politician, so here that you might have that is come across. So here so many that is the lawyers, they have that is fought in that is a freedom fighting, and so nowadays also that they are representing the people, and so here that they can effectively represent in both the houses and even at the parliament. So here that a lawyer will be having an acumen. So here that's why that the lawyer is considered to be a very talkative, and that he will be having a that is vast knowledge. So in this particular regard, so here that he will succeed in all that is life and every day. So here that he will see with a legal angle and law aspects. So in this particular regard, that if one that is studies the law, he will be having multiple choice, that as stated by that is me. So here in this particular regard, so that's why a good lawyer can build a good society around him, and thereby he can contribute to the society. If he becomes a lawyer anywhere in the world, he can stand and survive. If that is considered, then no other career is matching with a law as a career. So here no doubt that sometimes that if you are that is a lawyer, so here that itself is sufficient. So here that you will be that is reflected and recognized in the society. So with this that is a few thoughts that I thank the R. UPENDRA Shetty, founder chairman, Universal Group of Institutions, so for having given me this opportunity to share my few thoughts. So here, thank you, sir, for having given me this opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir. So we have so questions like the questions have been pouring from the participants.
Yes.
So I'll just read one by one. So
Okay.
one, Mr. Srujan, 5th semester BA LLB has asked, what specific habits and skill sets should a law student cultivate during their academics that would help them in preparation for judicial examinations?
No, sir, that, first of all, that he must cultivate the reading habit. That a reading habit must be there, and he must sit in the court hall, watch the proceedings before the court. Many senior lawyers will be coming there, and how that they will put their arguments and what the judge will, because they have to write, that is a judgment writing, and the translation will be there, how a judge translate from English to Kannada or Kannada to English. So all these things will help that he must cultivate the habit of sitting in the courts, so that court is nothing but it is a learning place. Learning place, that is one. And he must read. He must have that particular cultivation. No other shortcuts.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Excellent, sir. And then we have one student who asked, Ms. Irana, which stream in 11th? Irana has asked, can I complete BA LLB degree in 3 years? Do I get a degree after BA after 3 years and BA LLB after 5 years?
No, that academically, that I think it is not possible, sir.
Yes.
Because that there are two ways. Then after that is BA, 3 years course is there, and that is after that is PUC, that is 5 years course is there, and the age limitations are also there. So here that in order to join a 5 years course, so here that some limitations are there that he cannot, that is join according to my little knowledge.
Yes, sir. And
yeah, you will be in a better position to, that is give that is good answer
yes.
for him, sir.
No, because yeah, to answer Irana's question, see, Bar Council of India has made law degree BA LLB as integrated, so you will get degree only after 5 years.
Yes.
Yes. So, and one student has asked, which stream in first PUC would be more suitable for practicing law, science, arts, or commerce?
No, that it is not that is going to say that if he has, that is joined the science, if he has joined the commerce, or if he has joined the arts, so here it matters little. So here that subsequently that he can join to law at any time at any place. So
Okay.
it is not that, but so what I have noticed is if he is having the interest in science, so here that if he wants to, that is become a lawyer, and so it will also help in practice science, because so here he can deal with human body and other things in accidental cases and murder cases. So he will understand better. Science is good. Science is good.
And
arts is there. So here that acumen and language and other things that you can have that particular thing is also there, sir. So here that it goes by the personality with which he goes.
Okay. And so one student is, has asked, so he's planning to do law next year. Between BA LLB, BCom LLB, BBA LLB, which is more relevant now?
No, whatever that he interested in, that he can do, sir. So here that no, but nowadays that as you also know, sir, being an academician, so
right.
Here that along with that is the law subjects, now that is the social subjects are also that is going to be included in law degrees. That is social sciences and other things. So yeah, that research and other things, that they are also there. So yeah, that I think that it will not make any much difference for him.
And one, I think, student has asked, is judiciary or litigation good career option for girls?
No, it is my personal opinion that if she joins the judiciary, so here that it will be safer for her. If she joins the litigation side also, it is good. But that she has to work hard, and so many other considerations will also be there, because they have to maintain the family also, being that is a lady. That if she is a lady, so yeah, that if she has joined the judicial service, so here that so many leaves and other facilities will be there. Yeah, if she joins on litigation side, and during what you call pregnancy, and after that is baby has born, that some period that it is which is required, she cannot attend to the courts. So in that light, so judicial service is considered to be better, according to my opinions.
Acha, okay. Sir, so Nitish Kumar, one student has asked, is there a difference between government lawyer and public prosecutor?
No. Public prosecutor, if it is used, that he will be representing in criminal law. Government advocate is going to represent in civil law.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Huh.
Yes. Government advocate always he represents in civil cases that wherein that a case has been filed against the government.
Mm-hmm.
And in public prosecutor, he represents in criminal law. So where a charge sheet has been filed and a criminal case has been registered.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And
one more thing, that because that question has been asked, in some places that both are given to a single person. He will be acting as a government advocate as well as the public prosecutor.
I see.
Because a special notification is going to be made by the governments. So to deal with both the cases, in small, that is taluka places, or that is district places. So wherein much cases will not be there. So that both will be given to one person.
Okay. And so I think one student has asked, should I practice from lower court only, or I can start practicing directly from high court, which is better?
No. According to my little knowledge, so if for a period of 2 years, if he practices on the lower side or a trial court side, so he will understand all the aspects of that is the procedural aspect and legal aspect. Then if you, after 2 years, if he comes to the high court, then it will be better, sir.
Okay.
Because if I directly comes to the high court, so practical knowledge will not be there. That how the evidence is going to be recorded, and what is the procedure. If a case is to be filed, what is the process which has to be that is followed. All these things that he will not come to know. So that's why that it is better 2 years if he practices in a lower court and then to jump to the high court. And because vast knowledge will be there for him.
Okay, so excellent. Yes. So whether doing LLM helps in practicing law?
Not necessary to practice, but so it definitely helps. It definitely helps. Because that it is a master's degree. That is niceties of law will be very, that is efficiently, effectively interpreted by a person who has completed LLM degree, sir. Because apart from that, every lawyer can do that, but he will understand the niceties.
Acha, okay. And one student asked, what is the career progression once a person becomes civil judge?
No, that if he becomes a civil judge, he will be promoted as a civil judge, senior division, then he can be promoted as a district judge, and even that's some that is a person that they have become high court judge also, and even chief justice also. So yeah, that it goes by that when he joins.
I think probably they're asking within what year you become senior civil judge and within what year you become district judge. I think that is what his question.
No, sir. That it cannot be said within which period that he can become a district judge. In that way, that it all depends upon how many persons are above him. We can see how that it is going to be created, and so what is the that is scope that we cannot, that is yes and no, that is analyze and say.
Okay.
That promotional that is possibilities are there, But
Hmm.
so it also depends upon what is his age also. At what age he joins, how many that are going to join along with him.
Mhm.
That the one instance which I want to quote, you also know, sir, that nearly about 221 or 22, that is persons joined in judicial service. So
Yes.
here that if he is in 221 and first person, if he becomes a district judge, that I think last persons will be in a civil judge senior division, even that is a civil judge only. So here all depends upon his
Okay.
ranking, other things that they will count.
Okay. Whether studying law will help in my civil service preparation.
Yes, sir, definitely. I have also already quoted in this, in my, that is speech. I have quoted that if he wants to appear for IAS or IPS, so yeah, definitely it will help, because that while choosing the subject, I mean that they have to choose the subject, so they can choose the law as one of the subject. And apart from that, so here if they join as a IAS officers or IPS officers, so here law will help him in the administration side and dealing with men and material, and that it all definitely helps, sir.
Acha. I think these are the questions that we have got on the chat box. If you have any questions, all the participants, you can please raise your hands. I'll unmute you and you can directly interact with the Honorable Justice.
Feel free and
Yes,
ask any question.
there's one question I think one person has raised. Kirtana, you can ask the question.
Good morning, sir. This is Kirtana from LLB.
Yes.
Sir,
Please
is
tell.
legal yes, sir. Second,
Yes.
sir, is legal monopoly righteous?
Legal monopoly is not there. It is all no question of any monopoly.
No, in case if it happens.
No question of that is happening monopoly. That law profession is considered to be an independent profession. So
Yes,
so it all depends upon your intellectual thing. That there is no question of any monopoly at all. So that you are going before a court and arguing a case. So anybody can go and argue before a court. So how that you say that there will be monopoly?
Sir, if one famous lawyer or someone, like, he will not create any opposition to him, they will form a firm, something like a legal firm, and they together make a legal monopoly. So in that situation.
No, madam. That one thing I will make it very clear. So there is no monopoly in intelligence.
Yes, sir.
No. If you that is sure that you are talent, that you are metal, so people will come definitely. So that a firm may be there. So the people will be attracted because that he has maintained that standard.
Yes, sir.
So there is no question of monopoly. Monopoly. So that it is not a manufacturing of any goods, something like that. No. That good quality of that is manufactured goods is coming, that no other can defeat him. So that you yourself can be a talented or a legal luminary subsequently. So how can you that is have a doubt that there will be a monopoly? No question of monopoly. Monopoly.
Yes,
nobody can claim that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? You please raise your hands. Well, I think, sir, we have come to the end of this today's second day session.
Yes,
I
please.
think the session was very interactive. So, and very informative, and rightly said, I really like the statement that there is no monopoly of intelligence. That is such a right statement.
Yeah. No, that nobody can claim intellectual monopoly.
Very true. And so with this, may I let me invite Dr. Shalini, Vice Principal of Universal School of
One second, sir.
Yes, sir.
So knowledge is power always.
Very true. Nobody can.
No, knowledge is power. That's why. So nobody can have a monopoly on it. Whoever is having knowledge is a power. Yes.
Yes, sir. Let me invite Dr. Shalini, Vice Principal of Universal School of Administration, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. Very good morning to everyone present here. It is with great pleasure and gratitude that I extend my sincere thanks to each of you for your invaluable contributions and guidance. I, on behalf of Universal School of Administration, would like to express my heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to the Honorable Justice B.A. Patil for his invaluable guidance and mentorship in the field of Indian judiciary. Justice Patil, your unwavering support and guidance have played a vital role in shaping the careers of countless individuals in the legal profession, and we are immensely grateful for your contributions.
Thank you,
Your
madam.
guidance has not only focused on technical aspects today, but also on the development of critical thinking, analytical skills, and the sense of social responsibility. You have emphasized the importance of upholding the principles of justice and fairness, thereby instilling in us the values necessary to become an effective advocate for the rule of law. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
To our esteemed chairman, Mr. UPENDRA Shetty, I extend our deepest appreciation for his vision, foresight, commitment, and guidance for our institution to flourish and has become a beacon of knowledge and excellence. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Saraswati Kumbale, Principal, Universal School of Administration, for her dedication and commitment in nurturing and shaping the future of students. I also express sincere gratitude to Mr. Vishwas Puttaswamy, Principal, Competitive Exam Wing, for his relentless efforts in preparing students for competitive examinations. His expertise and guidance has played a vital role in shaping the careers of numerous aspirants. I take this opportunity to thank Mr. Santosh Shetty J, Administrator, and all the UPSC faculty members, Mr. Divyanshu Gupta, Mr. Prabhuling, Mr. Naveen, Dr. Keshav Nira, to name a few. My deepest appreciation to Universal Coaching Center team, Vijayanagar, Bangalore, for their support. I would like to thank the entire UGL family, student aspirants from Universal School of Administration, Universal School of Law, and Universal PU College. Lastly, I would express my heartfelt thanks to all the aspirants, parents, and well-wishers present today. Looking forward for your presence in the Day 3's program. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. And I also extend a warm thanks to Ujjwal Hegde, the technical head, who has made it possible to conduct this online session. So before we wrap up, so let me have a small announcement with respect to our final Day 3 program. So on Day 3 program tomorrow at 6 p.m. So it's going to be a very important session because we are going to have a workshop on all the competitive exams in India. So if you're a citizen of India, so what are the competitive exams you can take? Group A, Group B, Grade A, Grade B. What is this exam? How different it is or how similar it is, how to prepare, and including judiciary exam, all these things will be taken care in tomorrow's session. So once again, so it is my great pleasure to have Justice B.A. Patil with us and orient the students from 10th standard to graduates and parents and give a very crystal clear guidance as to what are the career opportunities in the law and upcoming opportunities in the legal field and what it takes to be a legal, legal eagle in today's day and time. So once again, so let me conclude this session with once again, so thank you, sir, so much for sparing the time from a busy schedule. So let me end the session with my most favorite quote by the judge that there is no monopoly of intelligence. So I think this is I'm going to write down in my chambers and like put it in my college. There is no monopoly of intelligence, and then nobody can take it away from you. So this. So we come to the end of Day 2 of a 3-day national workshop on career guidance, and I thank all the participants for their participation, enthusiasm, and the queries. Please do join us tomorrow for the final session tomorrow, and see you all and have a nice day. Thank you so much.
So nice day, sir. Nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.